Hey Josh, it's Monday, and first off, to answer your question from last week, I'm not really sure what the best mask session I've been a part of is. I have a few. I'm not sure which one's my favorite though. Um, One of them is the. It wasn't the last session of your game, but it was one of them near the end where there was just like a for lack of I don't remember exactly, but I just remember there was a lot of stuff that was going on just all over the place, just like a lot of in characters, a lot of good role play moments, a lot of just a lot of just everything really. Um, but the other one that's one of my favorites, and it's gonna sound a little bit like I'm tooting my own horn, is the most recent session that I had for my game. Granted, this was like a month ago, because adulting and all that gets in the way a lot. Um, but the last session that I had for my Halcyon High game was pretty ridiculous. Um, Actually, no, it would have had to have been more than a month ago because I was still at mom and dad's during that. Anyway, not super important, but yeah, there was. So I think I've talked about it before. One of my characters is playing the Doomed, and he's sort of just now starting to really, in character, sort of get to that moment where he's just like, "Oh crap, my death is approaching," and so he's been role playing that really well, even though the player is quote unquote speed running his Doom track, which I'm still a little upset about, but I won't get into that right now. Um, but yeah, he's. I actually created a NPC. So for a bit of story to my Doomed's backstory for that game, is that he was essentially chosen by an alien only, or going under the alias the Hunter, and he was chosen by the hunter to be the next prey, basically, for a hunting game, essentially. And so that's how he got his powers, was so that the hunter would actually have a bit of a challenge. But I actually introduced a character that, the my Doomed had some blood work done for some stupid reasons that he screwed up and had to go to the doctors. And so he had some blood work done, and the nurse came back and was just like, "Sorry, but are you human?" Like, I was just like, "Sorry, we didn't know that you weren't human," is basically what she had said. And the entire team was just like, "Excuse me, what?" And so I introduced an NPC that is of the same alien race as the hunter, going by the superhero name Starlight. And they haven't interacted yet, but Black Swift is planning on talking to him. And I've been talking with Thomas a little bit out of game, and just sort of seeing like, okay, what do you want to do? Your doom is slowly approaching. What do you want to do? Do you want me to slow down on that so that, because we've been talking about him switching to either the transformed or the outsider. Um, Leaning a little more towards transformed though right now, but yeah, it's just like, what do you want to do? Like, how do you want Black Swift to die, or do you want him to confront his doom on and all that stuff? And like, he's still a little on the fence about it, so I'm just like, I need to know soon. I need to plan for these. But anyway, that's not super important. But yeah, the last session that I had for that game was pretty major. There was a lot of backstory for Black Swift's his doom. And then they also found out that my main antagonist, Surge, is his villain name. Was actually is a soldier of Aegis, or was a soldier of Aegis, and went AWOL, and just recently came back into the light, essentially. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on with that, and I'm really excited for this next session, whenever that'll be. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. And now that I've already killed 5 minutes in this video. Alright, I guess I'll keep the other half of this brief, but I've been watching a lot, or I've been doing a lot of Avatar stuff lately, just getting ready for Avatar Legends, for it to come out. I finished up Sozin's Comet on Saturday, and rather than going straight to Legend of Korra, I ended up going out to Books A Million and buying a bunch of the comics, well, all of the comics actually, that sort of bridge the gap between Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, or at least the beginnings of them. They haven't gone all the way to like founding Republic City, as far as I'm aware, but I'm currently on Smoke and Shadow, which takes place. It takes place a little over a month after The Promise, which happens a year after the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the comics have actually been really good. This is the fourth storyline that out of the comics, and within, I think, 2 days of buying the comics, I made it through the first 3 stories, and now Smoke and Shadows is the first one after those first 3. But yeah, it's been very good. I've very much enjoyed the series, and I highly suggest you reading them if you haven't. I own all the comics now, so if you ever want to, you can borrow them. I can send them with Mom and Dad when they go down to see you guys in a little less than a month now, right? I think, yeah. But yeah, I can send them to you if you want, so they're really good. So I guess that'll do it for this video. So Josh, my question for you is, have you read the comics? And if not, do you want me to send the comics to you with Mom and Dad? So that'll do it for this video. So Josh, I will see you on Friday. Later, bro.